All right, so we're looking at creating a new landing page experience for this site that sells gummies. So basically, I mean, there's not a lot of learning information when you land here. We get that there's a sale, we get immediately hit with a ribbon of products, which isn't bad, but we kind of want to tell more of a story. We have to get more than halfway through the page right now before we get this, and that doesn't really tell a story. It's kind of a ribbon that exists, doesn't really do that great of a job. A cool little function here with that animation, but still nothing that's really going to grab people. And then we get this nice little interactive piece here, but this it's kind of like just kind of gets you an idea of what you should buy, depending on the tone that you want. And then we get a little bit of why we're different at the bottom, and that's it. So we found a couple of examples of landing pages we really like. One is a similar product. It's a Delta 9 cannabis drink, and the other one is for mushroom coffee. But what we like about this is the wide use of space. There's a really crunched and very tight feel to this page. That tends to happen like psychologically with people. They don't want to feel, it's like stepping into a big house versus like a small house. Not that there's anything wrong with a small house, but you just get this like the high ceilings, the broad walls kind of just make you feel more open. That's what we get here. Look at the use of space and the margins here between this. And immediately before we're hit with any type, we have a ribbon that shows us we have a promotion, but before we're hit with any type of messaging, we immediately get a call out of why something might be better, along with subtext to kind of reinforce that. And we get a nice clean imagery here. So then we get, a nice not seen in, which is hilarious that they did a little spoof off of what sometimes people use there in the ribbon. But we do get another brand call out of how this helps, and then we get another nice reinforcement of what the brand is. Then we get some customer call outs, or what they call like social proof or social authority. And then we get a nice breakdown of what's in the coffee, which is really nice. And then we kind of get a different call out rather than just buying or reading the label. These are two different calls to action that we can always use besides just buy, 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 um, which is really nice here. And then we get to see, a nice, try it. It's cheaper per cup. That's a nice way to work. And then I really like the us versus them there. So there's clearly competitors here. Mudwater has been all over my Instagram lately. We get a nice, obvious leaning towards why the brand's better. Of course, they're going to highlight all of these things there. But then we get this nice social proof from this UGC. We also see we have like, different Instagram reels that the brand has shared in the past. And then we get a nice, industry experts, athletes. We got a nice little thing here going on. And then you have to excuse, I don't think my son would be home. You probably hear that in the background. So you have to excuse that. But we also get the Delta experience here is really nice. So we got a nice thing that we can do here with it's really interactive here. So we can always record some of the ways that people are tracking on the site. So, we can create a whole re-engagement that we can try out with our bottom funnel campaigns if someone lands and they do view some of these. So we can get some view durations there. The Delta page here is pretty good too. We got a nice clean bumper between the right band or the right border and then the actual product we want to highlight. And then again, really bold call out, real hemp experience, raise your spirits without the hangover, and then three immediately great brand call outs. And then we get a nice shopping button and then a reinforcement here that shipping would be free. Then we actually get the call out here. These don't really link out to anything, but it's still kind of nice to see that there's an authority here. And then they suggest the top selling drink. So not only do we just have this ribbon here right away, but there's a reason. We immediately have like a reason why these are the top sellers. So we get a nice call out. There's a good background to each of these. It kind of tells a story just with the product. The mango really pops. We get the wedding cake blood orange. That's really unique flavoring. And then we get a nice interactive piece here, kind of which is the secondary brand values of fast acting, vegan, all that fun stuff. And then we got a really unique way to go after reviews here. We got a whole banner that specializes in basically quoting one of the reviews, and then we get FAQs, and then a nice reenactment of what we see up here. It's basically the same down here with a quick reinstatement that there's over 2 million cans sold, which is what we see up here. So it's really nice to reinforce that. So we're going to use this as our main methodology for putting in a ticket here. So we're going to use Design Pickle as an example because I do really like it. They do everything. It's really great. You know, we can even design your products here, but I'm going to search web and do light web design. So we can see that we already have a brand profile here. We have Infused by Levo. We have all the colors. They already have the brand profile with all the logos. Otherwise, we would be able to grab that. So I'll put this template in here, but we'll also ask some questions here that can help you design your ticket a little bit better. So like, what sites do we want to take influence from? What are the things we actually like about it? I already kind of called that out. Some of these things besides just the overall design of the page is nice. And then anything that we need, so including the brand fonts, the PNG logos. And if that's not available for some reason for your brand or your client, you can always just ask them to do their best with what they can grab from the current website. So sometimes you can just click through and grab this image, and you can save the product image there. So I can always include like product images can be pulled as PNG images from the current website. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pop in a design pickle. I'm gonna say like Infused by Levo landing page. I'm gonna just select the size, just both here. I want to see both. Clearly mobile first world. I want to see both of those. And then the format here, I'm gonna do Figma. Since our designer for this brand specifically works in Figma, but another thing I absolutely adore about Design Pickle is we get to see, you know, we can just have them push out PNGs if we want to hit them to its different developer. We can get a PDF. We can also work through Canva. And what's nice is we also get .ai, PSD, or INDD files. So anything your developer uses, you should be able to use here. So I'm just going to come in here and I'm going to grab this link and I'm going to say like, please use directions from this Google Doc. And I'm going to go ahead and paste it in here. Otherwise, like here are landing page inspirations to draw from. And then I'm going to grab this. Should be pretty straightforward here. If I go back and edit this, I think once you're in there for some reason, then you're able to hit enter. Otherwise, it'll send it through, but that's okay. This ticket isn't fully sent yet, so no one's going to see anything updated. That's pretty much it. This brand profile already has the logos and everything. Otherwise, I would come in here and I would be able to upload it from any of these places. This is going to be the same way if you were to use Fiverr, third-party designer. As long as you're sending someone what you like about a site, that's going to be the main thing. Is they need some type of direction, not just make this. Just do your best to use what we already have. Do your best to use what's available in the brand profile as well as what's on the website, on the current website. So that's pretty much it. I'm going to send it to the designer and we're off to the races.